BBC News. Hello, this is Jerry Smith. The government of Bangladesh is introducing the death penalty for rape after days of public protests about the high level of sexual violence against women and girls. The country's law minister said an ordinance to that effect would be issued on Tuesday. There was widespread outrage after a vicious gang attack on a woman which came to light last week. Rajini Vaidyanathan reports.
The 37-year-old was attacked in Noakhali in the southeast of the country. It was only after a video of the assault went viral that police took action. A number of men have been arrested. One's alleged to have raped the woman at gunpoint several times in the past year. In recent weeks, other gang rapes in the country have also made headlines. The government's been criticised for its failure to address sexual violence. The UN's urged Bangladesh to conduct a review into its handling of rape cases.
Officials in Helmand province in southern Afghanistan say fierce fighting is continuing between the Taliban and government forces. With more details, here's Sekunda Kamani.
The fighting in Helmand is the latest escalation in the violence in Afghanistan. It's the most sustained assault by the Taliban since peace talks began a month ago. Residents in Lashkar Gah say clashes are ongoing in some of the city's outskirts. Electricity has been cut off across the province after a power station was damaged in the fighting. Negotiations between the two sides are taking place in Doha, but preliminary discussions have been bogged down in disputes over the rules that will govern the proceedings, with talks yet to touch upon more substantive issues such as a ceasefire or power-sharing arrangement.
Armenia and Azerbaijan have accused each other of breaking a fragile ceasefire overnight in the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region. Armenia's foreign minister is due to hold more talks in Moscow with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, who helped broker the truce that was supposed to come into effect on Saturday. Collated reports suggest nearly 500 people have been killed since fighting flared up 2 weeks ago. The Nobel Prize for Economics has been awarded to two American professors, Paul Milgrom and Robert B. Wilson, for their work on the theory of auctions. Peter Fredrickson, chair of the Committee for the Prize in Economic Sciences, said the work of the two men had benefited society in general.
Auctions are tremendously important. Every day they allocate astronomical values between buyers and sellers. They affect all of us, perhaps more than we think. For example, it's likely that you bought your home in an auction. Moreover, the amount on your electricity bill is influenced by daily electricity auctions. Since auctions are so important, designing them in the right way is absolutely key. The work of Paul Milgrom and Robert Wilson has allowed us to construct better auctions.
You're listening to World News from the BBC. A Kenyan food exporter has asked the country's chief prosecutor to investigate allegations of human rights abuses on its farms, a day after the British retailer Tesco's suspended purchases. Kakuzi, the country's largest avocado producer, says it's the victim of a smear campaign. It faces allegations that its security guards have over the last decade assaulted and raped local villagers and in one instance killed a man accused of stealing avocados. The United Nations says global disasters driven by extreme weather, pandemics and poverty are turning the world into an uninhabitable hell for millions of people. The report says natural disasters, largely driven by climate change, have almost doubled in the last 20 years, killing close to 1.2 million people and costing almost $3 trillion. The UN says humanity has been willfully destructive, pointing to the coronavirus pandemic as proof the planet is being driven beyond its limits. A trial centred on cocaine trafficking by the Italian criminal group the 'Ndrangheta is beginning in Germany. 14 defendants are due to appear in a high-security court in Dusseldorf. Damien McGuinness reports.
It's thought a fake export company in Germany was used to smuggle the drugs from South America among legal imports such as bananas, rice and wood. The cocaine was then transported within Germany in specially adapted vehicles registered to restaurants and ice cream parlours. Prosecutors say that Germany has become a hub for numerous mafia groups who come here to sell drugs and then launder the profits, often by buying and renting out property.
Polish military divers are due to begin a delicate operation to defuse a massive Second World War bomb at the bottom of a shipping channel in the Baltic Sea. The device was dropped by the British Royal Air Force on a German warship. And that's the BBC News.